It's been just about a month since our last episode of Handy Tech Under $100, and I think this might be the best one yet. So here we go again. With its power loss protection, affordability, and performance, the SP920 from ADATA makes upgrading to an SSD remarkably safe and simple. Item number one is something I've had for years and only used a dozen or so times. To which you might reply, Linus, that doesn't sound very handy at all. But you'd be mistaken. Sometimes it's not about how often you need something, but more about how desperately you need it when the time comes. This is a 2 amp, 12 volt, and 5 volt external power supply with a Molex connector on the end. I can't find this particular one anywhere anymore, but there's a similar item on Amazon. It lacks the SATA connector, but you can always use an adapter if you need to hook up a hard drive or an optical drive. I've used this thing when I needed to hook up drives, but I didn't have an enclosure lying around. I've used it to bin cheap fans to find the ones with the best undervolting characteristics. I've used it to test LED strips to find out which ones were which color, since none of them are ever labeled. And every time I use it, I save at least 10 minutes of running around trying to find a doorstop power supply, then running around trying to find a paper clip to short out the green and the black wires. And to top it off, this is obviously a much more compact and tidy solution compared to having a power supply all over your desk. Next up, we've got something that I actually just bought, and I am like so stoked on it that I might pick up a couple of dozen of them for the office and home, now that this one has exceeded my expectations so thoroughly. This is the aptly named Legrand desktop USB/multi-outlet charger station with surge protection. Basically, I'm sure everyone has had to dig around under their desk at some point or another trying to find another outlet, just like everyone has dug through the same 3 bins repeatedly, all the while being certain that they had at least one more USB wall adapter to charge their phone or tablet or something. Well, no more! If your desk has a built-in cable management hole, you can drop this in and stick it in that hole, just like that, you know what I mean? If it doesn't have a cable management hole, then you can either drill one yourself or just clip it to the back of the desk with the included adapter. It's got a built-in surge protector and gives you 3 normal wall outlets, one for your PC, one for your monitor, and one for, I don't know, speakers or something, and then 2 USB charging ports totaling 2.1 amps. It's 45 bucks when you can find stuff with similar functionality for closer to 25, or just mount power bars all over the place for next to nothing. But the integrated USB ports, the professional look, and the mounting options are what sold me on this one. It's very ergonomic. I mean, they even thought of little things like putting the outlets upside down in case you have a bulky wall wart that you want to plug in. Great product. And now on to our last item, one that I actually have mixed feelings about. It's more than I would have liked to spend, and it's hardly perfect. More on that in a moment, but it's much better than almost anything else out there because most phone and small tablet stands are complete and utter garbage. This is the Cooler Master Jazz Mini. It's a well-constructed solid aluminum phone/phablet/small tablet stand with attractively finished accents on the hinges, plastic end pieces to keep your phone from being scratched and your table from being scratched, and a rubber foot on the bottom to keep it from slipping around on the table. The uses for it are pretty much whatever you can think of. I've got a handful of them, as you can see here, and I use it to prop up my phone to watch shows in the bath. I use it to avoid putting my phone down on my desk where it could get scratched by random debris, since I'm a bit of a, bareback kind of guy, if you know what I mean. I don't use a phone case. And from reading reviews on the Apple Store, it looks like everyone has their own idea of how to use it best. Which leads me to my criticisms. Number one, the silver version, very attractive by the way, is only available on the Apple Store, although thankfully the other colors are available elsewhere. And number two, while the stand is perfect for portrait mode with these nice little rubber pieces up here to keep the phone from getting scratched, in landscape mode, it actually sits up against the metal here. So you got metal to metal contact, and I wish there was another piece of rubber there. It's still better than The other options, it's just not quite perfect. And so there you go, that's the Jazz Mini. Anyway, speaking of phones, why not save a few bucks on the plan for yours? Today's sponsor is Ting, and the worst thing we could think of to say about them is that they're not available in Canada. Their whole thing is they want customers to have the benefits of a smaller mobile carrier, so personalized customer service where someone actually picks up your phone call instead of putting you through an automated menu, and simple, flexible billing options that are designed to save you money, but without the typical small carrier issue of not having good reception anywhere because they're on some janky small network. They're 100% upfront about the fact that they're actually running on the Sprint network, so hit up the link in the video description now to try out their savings calculator where you enter the details from your last 3 bills and see if you'll save money switching to Ting's pay only for what you use system. They actually did a study recently and they found that 98% of people were going to save money by switching to Ting, so that's pretty cool. Go check it out. Anyway, with that out of the way, it's time for the full disclosure part of Handy Tech. I think it's important for these since they're basically product recommendations that you know where the products are coming from. The external power supply is something I picked up years ago when I bought a bucket of Yatelian fans and wanted to find out which ones were best for silent cooling. The Legrand desk stand, mounted surge protector, whatever the heck this thing is, I picked this up on Amazon a little while ago because we need to do something about the cable clutter in our office, particularly at charging stations where we have like all of our camera batteries charging, or on test benches where we've got monitors and desktops that are being moved on and off all the time and we need something more convenient. And finally, the Jazz Mini stands were provided to my company for doing B-roll footage of smartphones when we couldn't find anything else out there and just couldn't source something that looked as good or was as well built. Since then, I've actually appropriated a couple of them for personal use, so that's how they came to be in my possession. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like it if you liked it, dislike the video if you disliked it, leave a comment with other suggestions for future Handy Tech under 100 episodes. If you like our videos, the links for where to buy these products with our affiliate code are in the video description, along with the Support Us link, where you can buy a cool t-shirt like this one, give us a monthly contribution, or change your Amazon bookmark to one with our affiliate code embedded, so whenever you buy stuff, we get a small kickback. That kind of stuff helps us out a lot. Thanks again for watching, and as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.